Okay, we're talking about how you can help a grieving parent. First of all, every parent is going to be different. Every circumstance is different. So I'm just telling you my perspective and what I appreciated people did and what I didn't appreciate that they did. So we'll start from when Tripp passed away. First of all, I wanted to be left alone. We had so many people at the house, which I love, bringing food, bringing flowers, their condolences, but you are in utter shock. You are distraught, you are confused, you are upset. So I would just go in the bedroom and lay there for hours and just cry. This was not the time to try to make me feel better. I just needed that grieving time. I needed to be alone. I needed to process what I was going through. So that helped me with my family checking on me periodically. If I was asleep, they did not wake me up. They did not force me to eat. They just let me be. So the whole process was about 3 days from the time he passed away to our funeral. So in our circumstances, it was very fast. We didn't wait around. We just got it done. So during that time, I don't remember much at all. One thing that sticks out that I do remember, ironically, is one of my cousins, they stopped and bought like 100 Bojangle biscuits. So I ate some, put those suckers in the freezer, and I was still eating on those biscuits a year later. So that really helped me, just always having something. So food is a great idea. Definitely take them food, maybe not a hot casserole at the moment. Depends on how many friends you have. We had too many. We did not have room in the refrigerator for it. Thankfully, my mom and sister live close by. But things you could use down the road, frozen foods that they could heat up later. Casseroles that you can freeze would be nice. Paper plates, plastic cups, plastic silverware, because the last thing you want to do when everybody leaves is do dishes. So anything you can throw away is extremely, extremely helpful. And you've just got to give the grieving parent grace, especially when it comes to their child's birthday, anniversaries, holidays. This definitely makes things way worse, especially if you had some tradition on those days. So you've just got to roll with the punches right there. The next thing, I wrote a little list right here, so I try to get through what I could remember. On anniversaries for Tripp, the best thing that you can do as the friend is acknowledge it. You need to acknowledge their loss. I have a couple of friends that every single year on Tripp's passing and on the day that Tripp got hurt, they will send me a pity party basket. It has wine, it has chocolate, it has peanut butter. Those things, I take that day and I am awful. Normally it's actually a couple days leading up to the actual anniversary when I'm worse. So a lot of times they'll give me the basket beforehand. Thank you, Sarah. So I can use the days leading up to that. So those are great. Don't ignore the anniversary of your friend's kid passing. That's the worst thing you can do. They're already upset. They're already hurting. You acknowledge it. It's not going to make it any worse. Nothing's going to make it worse. So just acknowledge and let them know that you're thinking of them, even if it's a text. A lot of times I do not want to talk to people on that day. I don't want people over. I don't want some kind of celebration of life or anything like that. I just want to be left alone and miss my child. So that's something you can do on the anniversaries or anything important coming up. Just let them know that you're thinking of them. Now, a lot of us also go through anxiety and depression. Do not try to cure them or tell them what meds to go on. Let a doctor do that. I did have to go to the doctor after Tripp passed. I got on 3 different meds and it has changed my life. Do not be afraid to get on meds. Don't make it a weird topic. If you're a friend, if I decide to go on meds and be like, well, I thought you could handle this better, that's terrible. Don't say any of those things. You just let that person handle it the best you can. My last piece of advice is don't ask what you can do, because of course we're going to say nothing. You need to just do it. Just do it. So once the shock kind of wears off and you have to get back to your normal life, which everyone hates, then offer to do things for your friend. Just come over, tell them like, okay, let's get you in the bathtub. Let's turn on your iPad. Let's turn on some Lifetime movies and I'm going to clean your house. Fantastic idea. Let's say make plans with someone else in their family and be like, I want to take them to get their hair done. They are looking pretty rough. And so don't give them a chance. Just show up at their house and be like, okay, I made an appointment for you and we're going to go get your hair done because you're looking terrible. And take them, physically put them in your car, take them, get their hair done. Don't make anything a big deal. It's just things that need to be done. Drop over without telling them and bring them a meal. Don't expect them to sit there and eat with you or go out. But if you could just bring them some food, that would be great. So just little things like that, just do it. If you are teetering on, should I do this or not, just do it. I mean, you can't really offend them. They've lost their child. When you do nice stuff for them, they're just going to appreciate it. And if they're a little hesitant, that's okay. Just let it go. Like you go and pick them up for that haircut and they're like, I am not leaving this house. Go get your own hair done, cancel, explain the circumstances to the hairdresser. Don't push them, but just make it accessible to them. So I love that when people took the lead and I didn't have to make decisions. That was one thing. When you've lost a child, you do not want to make any more decisions. You've already had to make enough in those couple of days when they passed. If people can just take over for you, that is awesome. So let's see. I think those were the things that we talked about. Giving them grace, because you never know how they're going to react. Do not be scared to talk about the deceased person. We love that. We want that. It may be time and place, but don't ignore it. That's the worst thing you can do. Yes, they may be depressed. They may need anxiety meds. That's okay. Don't ask, just do. Get in there and help your friend do things, especially when you know they're having a tough time. And never, ever, ever tell them that there's a time limit on grief or they should be over it by now. It's been almost 6 years, not over it in the least. So don't ever tell anybody that or they should be over it or time heals all wounds. It is better, obviously. But you never, ever get over it losing a child. So hopefully some of these pointers at 7 minutes can be helpful. There's more I could cover, so I can do that in another one. But now with, families getting together the next couple of days and things coming up, I just wanted to go ahead and get this out now. And maybe that can help you if you're going to visit someone that has lost someone. Love you.